Well, it's Saturday, April 6th, and the weather's starting to turn good in Iowa, so I'm antsy to get this project completed. And I'm getting very close now. I actually have the car started up and running again, so I know that I've been able to connect everything electrically and it's going to work okay. And I've got the fog lights and the side marker lights installed in the front bumper, and it's starting to look pretty sweet again. Couple parts left to put on, the front quarter panels right there and the rockers way down underneath. And I know it'll psych you guys out a little bit, but I live in Iowa, and we've got thousands and thousands of rock roads that will just eat up a car, and especially a Corvette. And I live on a half mile of rock before I get to pavement, so I'm going to give Ventureshield a try in a few strategic areas. And I bought a roll 18 inches wide and 20 feet long, cost $120 shipped here. I've already got a piece of Ventureshield on this front quarter panel, and what I did is I covered it from about down there up to just inside the first recess here, and you probably can't see it, but there's an edge right here, and if you get in the light just right you can maybe see it. But I'm very impressed with this stuff. I think in the hands of a true professional, they could do a lot of good to a car, and I'm absolutely not a true professional, but this car's been a hobby all along for me, so I'm just giving it a try. And so I've got both of the front quarter panels done, and I've got one of these rocker panels done, and I guess I would challenge you to tell me which one's done. And actually it's this one right here. And you can't tell it from looks between this one and that one. The film actually has no orange peel in it at all, and it's just as reflective now as it was before, so I'm pretty happy with it. What I'm using here is two solutions. One's what they call a slip solution, and I mixed it up, put it in an old cleaned out Windex bottle, and it's 5 or 6 drops of Johnson baby shampoo and 8 ounces of water. And then the second solution is what they call a fast stick solution, I guess, and it's 1 part 70% rubbing alcohol and 4 parts water, again in an old spray bottle. They sent along a squeegee to help squeegee it down, and the last tool is a good sharp single-edged razor to trim the stuff. So that's what I'm up to now. One of the hardest things to do is just getting the film separated from the wrapper that it comes in. It actually comes in a sandwich of three pieces here. There's a film protector and the film itself, and then on the back side is the part that says Ventureshield, and that actually separates covers up the adhesive portion of the film. And an old man with some fingers that aren't so good anymore, and it's just hard to get those 3 parts apart. You never want to handle the adhesive side of the film without having your fingers wet with a slip solution. If you do, you'll leave fingerprints in the adhesive, and that'll transfer through and show. So I'll lubricate myself with a slip solution and try to get that part off of the adhesive. So here are the 2 wrappers that were protecting the film. You can't see it very well, but the film is laying on the table now. So the next thing to do is take the slip solution and cover both the film itself. And for an old carpenter that's used to gluing things down, we always try to keep moisture out of anything we're gluing down. So this takes a little getting used to for me, because we spray this slip solution over both the piece we're going to apply and the piece we're going to apply it to. And then it's just a question of picking the stuff up and laying it in a position. Also, you've got to make sure your hands are coated well. Okay. And I'm trying to start right in that crotch, so to speak, or that groove. Well, that slip solution you can move around pretty well. I'm trying to put one edge right down in this low spot here. Looks like I had pretty good success getting where I want. You can slide it around. There's a little time to move it. And then you And then you use your squeegee, and I start in the middle. And you just work outward from the middle and pull all the solution and the bubbles and all that slip solution back out. So you get the idea. So after you've worked out the bubbles with a slip solution, the next thing to do is to nail down the edges, so to speak, and that's where you use your solution of 1 part alcohol, 4 parts water. I use distilled water in this, so go through and spray the edges, both of the piece and the film, with a solution. And then I actually just use my fingers, starting to get the edge, and working down into the valley there, working the bubbles out. And it helps too if you take a towel as you go and dry out that alcohol solution. One of the hardest things that I found about installing a Ventureshield is knowing how hard to press on the razor blade when you're cutting. Now this flap right here that you just want to cut flush is pretty simple. You just whack it off next to the edge. But on the bottom of this rocker panel, it's a good place to practice the amount of pressure you need, and you do need quite a bit. What you basically got to do is just score the Ventureshield. And if this was a metal car and you cut through the paint, you know that eventually you'd get rust there, so you don't want that. So what you're trying to do is just score the Ventureshield. You grab it, and hopefully it's going to finish the tear right there. Once you do that, put the edge down again. Again, making sure your fingers are wet. And that about completes it.